welcome back to my channel, beauties. So today I've got a DIY project and I'll be making a lace front wig. I'll also be dyeing the hair so you can also see that. Now the hair that I have is from Sexy on AliExpress. It came with the lace frontal and 3 bundles. This is the lace frontal. Not as full as I'd like it to be, but very nicely constructed. So as you will see, the knots were not bleached, so I will be bleaching those as well so it looks more natural when it's on. So here are the things that we will need for this project. So for bleaching, I've used the Jerome Russell High Lift Powder Bleach and a 40 volume developer. And I've also got 3 bottles of Adore's semi-permanent aquamarine dye. Right, let us begin then. So when mixing the product to bleach the knot, you do not want it to be too runny, else it will seep through and bleach the hair. We just want it to rest at the very top so it bleaches just the knots. So in order to get the color that I want from the dye, I've got to first lift the dark hair color. So I'm going to bleach the ends of the hair in order for the dye to take properly. As you will see, I did leave the rubber band on the bundles when I bleached it, only because it's a smaller section to bleach, which is easier. But the bad part is that it's also thicker here, so you have to make sure to get the bleach into the hair, deeply into the hair. So after about 30 minutes, this is the color that the hair has come up to. I'll go ahead and rinse that, and this is how it looks. While the hair is still wet, I'm going to apply the Adore Aquamarine color. Now this time, for dyeing, I did remove the rubber band, only because I want the hair to be properly covered, to be fully covered with the dye. What you don't want is to leave blonde bits showing. In order to get proper color into it, I have opened it in order to get better coverage. And now I'll just show you my results of bleaching the knots. As you can see, the black bits are less visible. Now as you will see, the hairline of the frontal does not match my own natural hairline. So what I'm going to do is try to mimic my own hairline by taking this tweezer what I'm going to do is by parting slightly behind the hairline and starting to pluck away. What you want to achieve, or what I want to achieve, is kind of like a fade in. Natural hair starts with a slight fade and then you get the full thickness, especially black hair starts like that. So we're going to pluck away in order to get a slight fade in and then the full thickness of the hair. Now this process can seem a bit tedious. It will take a long time and you will seem like you're not making progress, but trust me, in the end it makes a difference. So keep going at it. So let's just compare one side to the other. As you'll see, on this side I've plucked and the other side I've not plucked as yet. The indentation is to mimic my own hairline. Yours may be different. This is how my hairline is. So let's begin sewing. What you will need is a wig cap, like so. Place it on your dummy and then you take the frontal, get the middle part, and I have used a pin to pin it into the middle of the doll's head. I've also pinned the sides just to prevent it from shifting while I sew. And then I will go ahead and sew the end to the wig cap. Once I'm happy that the whole lace front is sewn down, I move to my first strap. Now with the first strap, I sew it underneath the wig cap. And the reason I do that is for when I lift the hair, you don't see the wig, you just see hair. Now we're going to keep adding tracks on tracks until we're satisfied that the whole hair is covered. Sew in your tracks close enough together so you don't see the wig cap. Once all my hair is sewn down, I'm just going to cut some layers into the wig in order to give it volume. Now to complete the wig, what we're going to do is cut the excess bit of wig cap that we've got underneath the lace closure. Right, so with that bit out of the way, what we're going to do is trim the excess bit of lace at the front of the wig. The more imperfect the cutting, the better. you don't want it to be too straight, which will make the lace very obvious on your forehead. So as you will see, mine is not very straight or very neat, but that's okay. That will hide the lace better. Yes, now time to get my hair ready for the wig. If only it were that easy, eh? As you'll see, I've just done some braids going all the way back and then 2 anchor braids to the side. That's where I'll be sewing the front of the wig down. No glue, just sewing. And yes, I know my head is big, but that's fine. Okay. So what I do for sewing, I'll use cotton thread to the back of my head, and I will go all around from the top of my ear backwards, going to the other side of my ear. Right, so for the front of the hair, for the purpose of this video and for visibility, I've used cotton thread as well in the lace. But what I normally use is nylon thread because it is very thin. It looks just like a strand of hair, which will be less visible through the lace. So I part the hair and I sew through the lace, anchoring it through the braid, the anchor braid in my own hair. So I'll go from one ear to the next and then come back on myself again to the other ear, just to make sure that it is very secure and that it ain't going nowhere. Right, that's the sewing bit done. Once you've sewn down your wig, you'd want to cut some baby hairs and bring them forward. Why cut the baby hairs? That is gonna help hide the lace at the front of your head. So cut your baby hairs. You don't want them too long because that will not look natural. And you don't want them too short because it will not cover the lace properly. So just right, and you can hide the lace. Yes, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. Yes. Right, beauties, this is the final look, styled and in natural light. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you in the next one.